All right guys, so today we need to clean up the garage because my friend Brian is bringing over his Honda Odyssey. We need to replace the rear struts on his car because they are blown out and the car it looks like it's on bags. It's all the way to the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna try to move some stuff around. So as you can see, we have a bit of a mess going on here because I can't stop buying fun, cool, dumb shit. Need to move the Civic a little bit out of the way. So yeah, let's go ahead and start moving some shit. It's this back one that's a little bit low to the ground, so. Basically it's a T-mount on the top with a through bushing, so we're gonna undo this. Then at the bottom, which you can't see, which is fine, there's just like one bolt on the bottom. And that's gonna hold this strut in place. So I just have a jack underneath over here in case something really goes wrong, but I'm just gonna undo those bolts, hopefully they don't seize up, and then swap it out. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So let me figure out what size these are and make sure I have the right new parts inside, and then go from there. All right guys, so it's a 14 for these top two bolts on the top. So these two here, 14, 14. Then all the way on the bottom is gonna be a 17. And it's just one that kind of backs out from behind. There's honestly a lot of space. You just gotta clear underneath the strut, or I mean underneath the spring and the spring perch. So once you have the wheel off and it's jacked up on this side, it's 3 bolts. I put a jack underneath the spring perch, so when we take this damper out, the spring's gonna uncompress and it's gonna try to move down a lot. So just to hold everything almost in the same place, I'm gonna leave the jack underneath and then undo these 3 bolts. The 17. Okay, that's removed. So now I'm gonna use a fun trick. I have another jack. So I'm gonna use this to take some load off and have some compression on the suspension, just so it's a little easier to get things in and out.
Is that the one we bought the day we did the control arms? Or the one we cut up at least?
That's the one I bought. It's so greasy.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a hair on it.
Okay!
There she goes. I do not know yet how the new one's about to go on, but so here's the old one. So it's pretty covered in salt. I think this is fresh damper fluid that's coming out of it. Oh yeah, it's pretty easy to compress actually. So this thing has got how many miles, Brian? 230,000?
Over 230.
So this has 230,000 miles on it, probably, unless it was replaced once. So not a surprise that it failed. The trickiest part is getting this bottom bolt out because basically it kind of wants to come out at an angle and it gets stuck on the bolt. So I just tapped it out and tried to free it up as easy as possible, but it's gonna be tricky getting the new one on. We're gonna see how that goes. But now we can compare the parts. They look pretty similar. This one's a little compressed right now, but that's what the new one looks like compared to the old one. So there should be a big difference. So yeah, I gotta figure out how to put this on. This might be interesting. All right, so we completed that side over there, torqued back. The top bolts are 32, 33, watch out. 32, 33 foot-pounds. The bottom bolt is 58, so got that all torqued up, back on the ground, 90 foot-pounds on the lug nuts. Now we go to the real side. That was the problem. Let's take a look. So essentially, this is completely broken. This strut's not really doing all that much. I think it fully leaked out from inside the solenoid. So this isn't, you know, this is really for protection for the most part, but it's completely cracked, and I would say risk of totally blowing apart. So it's a really good idea to replace this. So anyway, let's get that off the car. There we go. All torqued up. Now we don't have a busted ass one.
Where's that thing?
The busted one over there.
Standing tall.
Still a little loaded down in the back, but at least it's it should actually do a damping job. So,
dude, I was coming over here admiring the bounce and the banging that happened every single time I go over a bump.
It was doing that?
I was driving my girlfriend's car yesterday. And it was just like, I was going over a speed bump and I was like, oh wait, I don't have to crawl like less than 10 miles an hour over these.
This technology is amazing.
I can just drive.
All right, job complete. So that's the tutorial, right? Now everyone knows how to do it. Minus 20 degrees. Nah, I don't even know how cold it is.
It's getting there.
Yep. A shot of Brian pulling out of here so you can see what it looks like. It should just look normal now. And then we'll get the testimony from Brian once he gets home. Hopefully it doesn't clunk and stuff like that. So I'll have him probably just do a little loop around the block, make sure it's good. And then the Odyssey lives to see another day.
Woohoo!
Yeah.